Welcome to my presentation for the Keystone Technology Integrator nomination. I am Brian Anthony, 10th grade English teacher with Northwestern Lehigh School District in New Tripoli, Pennsylvania. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I bend the walls, in other words, open up the learning experience with the opportunities that technology provides. I should mention from the start that I'm a fortunate teacher working in a CFF classroom with 27 student MacBooks, a teacher laptop, data projector, interactive whiteboard, and high-speed internet connection. One significant way in which technology has changed how I teach and how my students learn is in the area of texts. A main instructional interest of mine is to expand the quantity, quality, and range of readings for my students. Using the internet as a textbook, I can achieve all three. This example here illustrates how students can read countless copyright-free, classic, and even contemporary literary texts. I can have students seeking out their own examples to read or teach to the class, as was the case with this story, Moxon's Monster, or also known as Moxon's Master, by Ambrose Bierce. I can use internet text to deepen the understanding of an ink and paper book, as we did here during a reading of Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. Using online classical text like Plutarch, the students were able to explore the origins of one of Shakespeare's most famous plays while gaining experience with challenging ancient historical literature. The internet, being a global phenomenon, contains a wealth of information and resources that can enrich students' experience of diversity. In this case, discussing the theme of horror and death, we explored the funerary rituals of different cultures and religions. Technology allows me to redefine the text for students, bringing in powerful ideas and examples in audio or video form. In this project, students listened to a reading on Camus' work, The Myth of Sisyphus, then had to apply what they learned to a reading in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. This makes an otherwise inaccessible philosophical text accessible to these young students. Beyond using the internet as a textbook, having a high-speed wireless connection in my classroom coupled with a data projector enhances the lectures and discussions in the classroom. I can punctuate my lectures with pictures and other electronic artifacts, as I did here with a mini-lecture on Niccolò Paganini and the meaning of Romanticism. I could bring up this picture and then, using another web tool, play his 24th Caprice. The students thought this was really cool, and it left a lasting impression about the music and the ideas behind it. Here's one that I used when teaching a Nigerian work called Soza Boy by Ken Saro-Wiwa, which was written actually in Pidgin English. In order to help the students understand the idea of Pidgin English and the concept of dialects, I used a couple websites like this one, which contain audio files of different spoken dialects of English. This really enlivened a lecture that might have otherwise been completely abstract to the students' minds. Music is always a powerful connection, especially popular music. Project playlist is a constant in my classroom. Whenever I or my students illustrate a point using a pop music reference, we fire up playlists to play clips from songs that are relevant to our discussion. We also use this on the project end, where students can compile playlists based on a certain theme or idea. Within seconds during a lecture or a class discussion, we can bring up famous pieces of art by people like Van Gogh, Keith Haring, or Hieronymus Bosch, like this one. It's just another way of appealing to the various learning styles. Classroom technology opens up venues of student feedback. With applications like Word, PowerPoint, GarageBand, iMovie, and others, we can expand beyond pen and paper projects to add some dynamism and depth to our readings and discussions. This example here is an RSS feed project in which the students followed a certain nation or ethnic or religious group using an RSS feed. Then they had to write a brief piece with links to relevant articles compiled from their feed. These opportunities have changed how I assess my students. In addition to the traditional Scantron type or multiple choice final, students also collaborate with one another on a newsletter in which they report on what they've learned in the course. Working with another student, they reflect on their learning experiences, do research to deepen their understandings, write articles that expand on the knowledge they picked up, and lay it all out in a creative design. I think this final exam will stick out in their memories more than a nondescript multiple choice test. This one uses GarageBand. After listening to some online examples of election ads, students put together their own, siding either with Brutus or Antony at the end of Act 3 of Julius Caesar. This one took place, fortunately, during the last election cycle, and it was fun and interesting to see not only how the students justified their choices with evidence from the play, but also how closely they imitated or parodied real-life political ads. This wealth of technology provides a wealth of opportunity for differentiation. Free School, an ongoing project in my classes, is a form of radical differentiation. Students literally create their own projects based on their own interests. They can do whatever they want as long as it's connected to one of the 4 language skills. They set their own instructions and rubrics, they keep logs of their activities, and they present these materials to me with their finished product. Here are some examples of the really innovative and imaginative projects my students have pursued. Having this technology at hand has opened up professional development opportunities. One thing I'm excited about right now is the Northwestern Lehigh and Second Life project. We gathered a group of about 5 teachers interested in uncovering development and teaching opportunities in this cutting-edge 3D environment. Here's a development collaboration. This one actually happened yesterday between our Northwestern Lehigh and Second Life group and the Second Life team from Southern Lehigh School District. It was a great opportunity for professionals to gather and share their experiences in using Second Life. Southern Lehigh purchased an island last year, and in this meeting we discussed the possibility of Northwestern acquiring some land on Southern Lehigh's Spartan Island and some of the student collaborations that could result from it. As part of the CFF grant, I've used our technology to guide my academic department through 3 CFF courses, which have teachers thinking about how technology affects the curriculum and how it's delivered. The sessions have been an opportunity for us to envision new ways of delivering information and skills and considering our successes and challenges in using technology for instruction.